What's up, y'all? So, it is my birthday eve, the day before my birthday, and I will be turning 38, y'all. So, y'all know what this is. Gratitude video, day 26. And on this day, I got a lot to say, y'all. So, I should tell you now, this is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones have been. So, gratitude, day 26. I want to talk about women, right? All right, so I was listening to my YouTube, and I will put the link in the comments, and it was with Priscilla Schreier, Joyce Myers, Sarah Jake Roberts, just a bunch of different phenomenal women of God, and they were given different speeches, and it was a collabo of different ones they put together. And I remember specifically watching this Sarah Jake Roberts sermon when I was going through a really big transition in my life, right? And when I was going through that transition in my life, I was devoting a lot of my time to reading the Bible, and I'm devoting a lot of my time to listening to sermons and doing devotionals and journaling my devotionals and writing out my thoughts and studying the actual word, because I had never read the Bible ever before, ever, never. Didn't go to church, didn't do none of that, right? And one thing that I dove into with this sermon that Sarah Jake Roberts was giving, because she was giving life, right? She was giving me all types of life. I was like, yes, Sarah, yes. She was talking about how women find it extremely difficult to empower and uplift each other. And that Joyce Myers referred to it as cleaning up your cup. And she was like, she used to wash the outside of her cup, but on the inside it was still nasty and dirty. And that's what was happening with me. The inside of my cup was nasty and dirty, but the outside of my cup, it was pretty. Dressed it up and made it look real good. And I've always had it inside of me to help, but I pick and chose who it is that I was going to help and who I felt was worthy of my attention and my time and that part of me. And what people don't realize is that it takes a toll on you when you're that type of person. It takes a toll on your spirit, on your emotions, on your feelings. Everything that you touch, it weighs on it, right? So, I was listening to different sermons, and I was reading the Bible, and I'm just trying to take in the structure of a good soul, right? Because I knew my soul needed to be worked on. And going through that, I realized that you have to be a good person. Like, you can't be a nasty person. Because what's inside of your heart, it's going to come out. And it's going to come out with your friends. It's going to come out with your kids. It's going to come out with your family. It's going to come out with your spouse, your significant other. When your insides are nasty, it's inevitable for it to come out. I had a best friend that passed, really good friend, and she used to do youth groups. And at the point in my life when I knew her, I was not into church. I didn't care about none of that. But she always told this story about how the inside of your body is kind of like a freezer. And if you put a pop inside of your freezer and you leave it in there, eventually it'll explode and everything inside will be nasty. And everything that it touches is nasty, which means the ice trays, the peas, the carrots, the frozen meat, everything is going to have this nasty, sticky mess on it, because that's what happens when you're nasty on the inside, right? It has to touch everything. It's just how this works. And what I realize is to touch people the way that I wanted to touch people, or I knew I was capable of, or that I should be, that I had to clean the inside of my cup. But you can't do those things by yourself, so you have to surround yourself with things that are going to help you or whatever. And a lot of times it will take other women talking through their failures and letting you know what they did and how they came out of it. Because people gonna walk around fresh and clean, and they gonna walk around with their hair done and their nails done and they smile on their face, and they got their perfect little bodies and they got their perfect little life, and you don't even realize everything that they had to go through, the mud they walked through, crawled through, rolling around on their belly, fighting to survive to get to that point. Because that was me. I was crawling through mud and depression and anxiety and panic and not understanding my self-worth to get to the other side, and I had no idea how I was going to get there. But I knew that it had to be better on the other side, and I just had to get there. Like, if you could just get there, you'll be fine. That's all I kept telling myself. If you could just get there, you're going to be fine. And you don't know how to get there, and you don't know who to talk to get there, and there are people around you, and you're like, I can't do it with you, because every time I'm around you, I feel worse. And then that's when you start having to cut people off. And you have to start accepting the fact that sometimes you made really bad decisions in life, and that includes people. You could have done things wrong. You could have said things wrong, but you also could have accepted wrong things and included wrong people into your life. And you get to a point in your life where you have to choose you or them. That's it. The decision is up to you. Are you choosing you, or are you going to choose them? And I chose me. And a lot of people couldn't stay. And a lot of people will never understand why I walked away the way I did. But it's not for them to understand. In reality, all of this is for you. So I personally didn't care, because I knew what I needed to do for me, so that I could survive. And ever since then, I have not had a single problem talking through my failures. Matter of fact, sometimes I need not be as open as I am when people want to talk about where they are. And I'm like, girl, you want to talk about where you at? Okay. Well, where I was at, X, Y, and Z, people will never know what it is that you went through unless you tell them. I was a very private / secretive person. Okay, I kept everything close to the chest. I'm not sharing none of this with you, but you don't realize how important it is. Your testimony, the journey that you went through, the battles that you had to fight, the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in to get into the other side, so that your smile is real. Because a lot of times my smile was not real. I'm really good at smiling, but sometimes it was a fake smile. This one right here, though, this is a real one. And I'm blessed and fortunate that I was able to find people who were willing to talk through their failures with me. And when you find people that do that, especially women, because sometimes we think that we're stupid and we're naive. We're human. All of us are human, and we allow people to make us feel like that we're not human, that we're supposed to be these super duper creatures that never fall and never fail and never make mistakes. And I have fallen and I have failed and I have made a ridiculous amount of mistakes, and I do not have a problem speaking it, claiming it, owning it, and being the person that says, yeah, that was me. I did that. Yep, that's who I was. And then I move on. Don't you ever allow anybody to make you feel bad for your mistakes. That's it. And I need more women to own up and speak through it. Yeah, you could have been the problem in your relationship. Yeah, you could be the reason why your kids act the way they do. Yeah, you could be a bunch of different things. It could be a bunch of reasons. But with that being said, keep going. Tell your story. Learn from it. Grow. Be great. And don't ever tell nobody that you didn't go through nothing. Act like you've been living this life this whole time. That's not fair. That's not right. It's just a lie. We all go through stuff. Women, I need you to grab a hold to the other woman next to you and say, I got you, boo. All right, y'all. Day 26.